rails from Tokyo to Osaka, chasing Jules Verne, racing around the world in a high-tech yacht, and finding your perfect match in 3 minutes. Connect with the need for speed. The need for speed takes many forms. Cars, boats, trains, and planes, everyone, it seems, wants to go faster. I'm Janice Golding, and welcome to Connect. If you want to get from one end of Japan to the other, and you're in a hurry, the Shinkansen is the fastest way to go. For 40 years, Japan's bullet train has been zipping past traffic jams and roaring through mountain valleys. Best of all, it always arrives on time.
The bullet train is Japan's version of the commuter train. About 1 million people get on one every single working day. In a year, 130 million people use it. That's more than the entire population of Japan. The electric trains run on their own special tracks. The entire country is linked by bullet trains. But the number of routes isn't what makes the bullet train so great. What sets this system apart from others is speed. These aerodynamic trains travel up to 285 kilometers an hour, more than twice the speed of the fastest North American train. Long, straight stretches of track are part of the reason this train can go so fast. There are no sharp turns they have to make. All the turns are long and sweeping. That means the train doesn't have to slow down to make them. The trains themselves are also lighter than most trains. They're made mostly of plastic, titanium, and aluminum. And since they run on their own dedicated tracks, they never get backed up by slow-moving regular trains. In addition to being the world's fastest, the Shinkansen is probably the world's most punctual train system. Average delay on this system? 6 seconds. That means that a train scheduled to leave at 8:17 will almost surely be gone by 8:18. And there's a small army of people whose job it is to make sure of that. This may look like mission control at NASA, but it's the main control room for the Shinkansen. Almost everyone in this room is preoccupied with one task: make sure trains are on time.
We do not want to delay the Shinkansen, even by a second. That is our policy here.
So the progress of each of the hundreds of trains on the tracks is carefully monitored. If a driver falls behind, he's given the green light to pick up some speed. If there's a mechanical problem, a crew is quickly dispatched to fix it. If a train is delayed by a few seconds leaving one station, people in this room make sure it's on time by the time it gets to the next one. The first of these bullet trains was put into service in 1964, and that one traveled faster than any train in North America even travels today. But it's not just speed, it's comfort. Do I look like I'm bouncing around? They're absolutely a fantastic technology. The engineers who work on this train go to great lengths to make sure I'm comfortable. They routinely ride the rails on board this test train. Computers and instruments on board measure vibrations, sound, and the various to and fro motions that passengers would feel. If they notice too much sway at high speeds, they change the design of the cars to compensate. Then they test their designs in a simulator. Cars are accelerated and swayed just as a real train would be. They don't want to build a train that's fast but difficult to ride. Their research has led to a range of designs over the years. Each change is made to increase the train's speed while keeping passengers comfortable and safe. And to further that goal, the Shinkansen will soon look like this. Oh, look at that. It's called the N700. It'll hit the tracks in 2007.
It's often thought that this design was chosen because it looks good, but that's not the case. It was chosen for its aerodynamic advantage.
The radically shaped nose was modeled after an airplane wing. It's longer than the nose on current trains, and the two small wings on either side make it more aerodynamic. That change alone will make this the fastest bullet train yet, 300 kilometers an hour. But the N700 won't just be fast. It'll also be more comfortable. Technology called the body inclining system will tilt the entire train to the left or right as it takes a curve. That means when the train goes into a curve at high speed, the passengers on board won't feel the force as much. That means this train will be able to take those curves faster than existing trains.
There are approximately 50 such curves on the main route between Tokyo and Osaka. We're therefore trying to reduce the length of this trip by 5 minutes.
And is 5 minutes really important?
The majority of our passengers now taking the train feel that saving even 5 minutes of their time is very important.
The people behind the Shinkansen can boast they have a fast, reliable, and comfortable system, but they also have one other thing to boast about.
The Shinkansen system has been working perfectly for almost 40 years now. So far, we have never had a single train emergency.
Not a single passenger fatality in 40 years. Not a bad record in a country with harsh winters, big mountains, and daily earthquakes. In fact, the entire length of Shinkansen track is constantly monitored for seismic waves. If one big enough is detected, a computer instantly cuts power to the train, applies the brakes, and brings it to a stop. The entire length of track is also surrounded by barriers, so animals can't wander onto the tracks and cause an accident. In places where there's lots of snow and ice, a system of sprinklers de-ices the train as it passes. That prevents a buildup of ice that could fall from the train in chunks and get in the way of the wheels. When a bullet train pulls into a station, you can be sure it'll leave on time, get to its destination quickly, that the ride will be comfortable, and that you'll be safe. Riding the rails in Japan is a pretty easy sell. One final thing about bullet trains, they also happen to be some of the coolest looking trains you'll ever ride.
On a straightaway piece of track, the Shinkansen has been clocked at 340 kilometers an hour. By comparison, Europe's fastest train is in France and goes 320 kilometers an hour. The fastest commuter train in North America hits just 240.